Testing with Torque Tool Manager 4. This is the second of a three-part video series. The first video was the overview, and it covered how to set up the database, how to add tools and testers, and how to establish the groundwork for testing. The third video covers the utilities program and frequently asked questions. As the second video in this series, this video covers torque testing and printing cal certs. This is where all the hard work that you put in establishing the database by setting up the testers and ensuring that the tools were matched with the proper tester and had the correct tool capacity, the correct units of measure, the correct test points, etc., so that now all of that work can be applied as you move ahead to testing. By the end of this video, you'll be able to ensure that the tester is automatically set up to test each tool, automatically transfer test parameters from the database to the tester so you don't have to adjust the tester for each tool, automatically save the test results to the database, and print calibration certs. You won't have to do this every time you start testing, but it isn't a bad practice to check and make sure that the software and the tester are connected, and that this is especially important if you have multiple testers or multiple transducers in a station. You'll want to test and ensure that each appropriate transducer is selected for the tool that you're testing. For this video, go to Utilities and click on Test COM port. The system will show you which COM port is active and which tester or which transducer is active. Once that's completed, go to Local Setup. In Local Setup, you'll see that all the tester information is there at your fingertips. You'll see which tester is selected, and if you need to select the different tester, you can make that change right there. There are multiple ways to get to the testing program. We designed Torque Tool Manager 4 with a focus on efficiency, and being able to access testing from multiple screens makes a lot of sense. And the good part about this is at the bottom of every screen, you click on the same box and it takes you to the testing screen. So you can access testing from Quick Test. Go to Quick Test, and then when the window comes up, you'll see that you need to enter the tool serial number to bring up the test parameters. When you do that, click on New Test, and that brings you up to the next screen. You can also access testing through Tool Schedule. Simply highlight the tool that you want, and then once you've done that, click on New Test to bring up the next screen. All of these methods will lead you to the testing screen. And in this example, we're going to use Tool Inventory. So in the menu, go to Files, Tools, Testers, and when the drop-down menu comes, hover over Tools and then over Tool Inventory. Highlight the tool that you want to test. In this case, we'll be testing a Cal 36. You've highlighted the tool that you want. In the lower left-hand corner of the display, click on New Test. And that brings up the window with all the test parameters. Here's your chance to check and make sure that everything is correct. You need to check if you need to make a change, click on the box where the change needs to be made and change the data. Then once you're comfortable, click on Continue Test. This takes you to the testing window. Most of Torque Tool Manager 4 is very intuitive. In this window, it's probably the least intuitive one in the program. So to advance to the next step in testing here, you'll want to click on Setup Tester. When you do this, this transfers all of the parameters in the database to the tester. And when you click on Setup Tester, you'll actually see a change in your tester because it has now received all of the test parameters in the database for this particular tool. That means you've transferred the tool information, the test points, the units of measure, the number of tests, the tolerances, everything that was in that test parameter window that you checked right before we went to the testing window is now resident in your tester, and you can go to work. At this point, best testing practices apply. So the window becomes a little more intuitive. If you're testing as found in clockwise direction, click on CW under as found. If you've already adjusted the wrench and you're now ready for the as left section of the calibration, click on the direction that you'll be testing in as left. When you click on the direction, you'll see the test point appear in the box on the top of the display, and you'll see the units of measure. That little blue spinning ball, it's not the blue spinning ball of death in Windows. That little spinning ball tells you that the database is ready and waiting for the test results from the tester. So we're going to take a test right now. You notice that in this test we got an asterisk. We're testing this screwdriver at a test point of 30 inch-pounds. The tolerance is plus or minus 6%, so to be within the tolerance, this screwdriver would have to read between 31.8 and 28.2 inch-pounds. The test result was 22.62 inch-pounds. That asterisk that you see is there to tell you that this test was not compliant. This tool failed that test. That asterisk will also appear on the CalCert. After each test, the results are sent to the database, and you can see them appear on the display because they appear right in that screen. That same data will end up in the CalCert once you're ready to print it. When all the tests are completed at a given test point, then click Next to advance to the next test point. For this video, we've reestablished the test point so you can see the process. In a real CalLab, we would never adjust the test point so the tool passes the test. We set the tool and we knew it wouldn't pass for that first one, just to show you what that asterisk would look like. So when you've completed all the tests, you can print a CalCert if it's required. To print the CalCert, click on Cert, and then the CalCert will appear on your screen. On the CalCert, you'll see the individual test results as well as the standard deviation and everything else. Certs can be signed at the bottom on the computer screen using a PDF or a JPEG of a signature. And CalCerts can be emailed out. Testing isn't any more complicated than what we've just covered. So let's do a quick review. You ready? Name the different paths that you can use to get to the test parameter screen. Of course, the test parameter screen is the one that you see immediately before you start testing. Test parameter screen is where you'll be checking all of the details to make sure everything is correct for this test. Question number 2. If you're using Quick Test, what piece of information about the tool do you need in order to use Quick Test? Question number 3, when you're on the test screen, which box do you click on to start testing? Remember that the test screen is the least intuitive screen in the entire program. Question number 4, when you've completed all the tests at one test point and need to advance the program to the next test point, what do you click on? Question number 5, you're testing, you see an asterisk next to your results. What does that asterisk tell you? Okay, so here's your answers. You can get to the testing module through Quick Test, through Tool Schedule, through Tool Inventory. Question number 2, if you're going to use Quick Test, you need the tool serial number. By the way, you can use a barcode with the tools and tie the barcode to the serial number. And when you're testing a tool and you want to bring up the serial number quickly, you scan the barcode. That will automatically bring that tool up, load everything in, and then you just check the parameters to make sure everything's good, and then advance with your tests. We already do this for a number of customers, and if you want to set up barcoding with your testers, check with your local Sturtevant Richmont authorized distributor. If you're testing and you need to advance to the next test point, click on Next. The spinning blue ball tells you that you're ready to test. And you click on Cert to print the CalCert. Remember that this first video in the series is called Overview, and it covers using the new tool wizard, setting up the testers, and all the things that you need to do in order to be ready for testing. This video covered testing, and the third video in the series covers the utilities program and answers some frequently asked questions. So that's it. You've completed the second video in the series. One more and you'll be an expert. By the way, we're coming out with Torque Tool Manager 5 in 2021, and it has some enhancements in it. So that's it. Thanks for using Sturtevant Richmont testers and Torque Tool Manager 4. Accurate, reliable, durable. Tools you trust from the engineering minds at Sturtevant Richmont.